It's a trap, you walk right into the hate. All over a new king that's face is just replaced. It's all the same, you still be ruled by force. And no matter who it is, they'll still carry on the torch. Just a lie, cheat, steal, half of what you make. Taxation is steps, it's time to vacate the state. Newsflash, all your cash is an IOU. From killers who really do steal from you. Inflation is a weapon used by every nation who says that they're saving the world through lies. If they disguise and pass off as bravery, well, I got news, debt is slavery. It don't matter who's madder, a new master don't matter. When they both want the same, the state don't play no games. They got you trying to survive and put you on sides and ready to kill each other. That's conquer and divide. It's all for show, or for hyper control.
That's where's my goddamn boogaloo at, boy.
And we're back with another episode of On Podcoin. We're here with you on this beautiful Tuesday. It's very cold out, and we are podcasting in the 1808 Cafe in Eaton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us permission to record in your cafe.
When Rodney Creech finds out about this, he's going to be very upset.
God damn it!
Let them boys in there.
But we also have another special guest today. We have Battle Bun from Battle Bun Fitness with us today.
Over there on Instagram, Battle Bun Fitness on Instagram.
Hey,
Batch.
she's here with us on the show today to talk to us about all the things we want to talk about.
And we're going to make her plug herself.
I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah. So, want to do some housekeeping, or do you want to jump into it?
Well, I want to apologize for sounding like I'm dying of lung cancer.
Yeah.
Because it's goddamn Ohio and you can't figure it out. I saw a meme the other day that said Ohio's throwing out temperatures like a goddamn Keno board. Fucking 76, 62, 21.
Yeah. I believe that first. I mean, it's Ohio. So, and I'm having throat problems as well because of the change in weather.
Yeah, it's all about throat control, really. I can't find this is crazy.
There you go.
The sound sounds different because there's no padding on the wall.
Yeah, and I don't expect them to have padding on the wall. You know what I mean?
I do.
Oh, you do?
If the back room in a cafe had padding on the wall, we have a problem.
Here's the thing.
We don't need to hear what's going on.
In hindsight, because this cafe is great. It's huge, right?
Huge.
If we would have thought about it, we probably could have recorded in the room with the couches, because I bet you those couches would absorb some of the vibration.
I didn't want to upset the Unabomber that was in there on his laptop, though.
Yeah, he probably would have been happy about that.
He seemed upset just when my boots made the click, 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 click.
Yeah. Well, he's
just
trying to listen to ASMR videos. It's really hard to.
Today I'm gonna.
It's hard to jerk off to mac and cheese sounds.
Oh my god!
If you have shoe sounds going on.
Today I'm gonna eat some bugles. You're gonna listen to me.
I got a 40-pound box of hard pasta.
I'm gonna open up the bag.
Oh my god!
And I'm gonna get one out.
Yeah, that was a really good bag rustle sound.
Yeah, right. Now I'm gonna eat one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should get into the ASMR. We've talked about getting the ASMR business before. We did have the doctor. You did loop the doctor laughing for it was like an hour. Wasn't it?
It's
just
on
over
YouTube.
and over again.
It's on our YouTube channel. I'm surprised it didn't. There's so many nipples on Instagram. I gotta stop looking at this shit.
We get shots across the bow because of I don't even know what comments we supposedly said on our
somebody
last
was mad
live
about
feed.
something we edited out of the last show. I don't understand why, and I'm sure whoever you are, you're probably listening to this, but you should go into the garage, get into a car, start it, and then forget to open the garage door.
Something tells me though they probably don't listen to the actual show. They probably they saw the feed and then they saw whatever comment we made and were like,
I should make it again to see if anything happens.
Yeah. But,
goodness.
But no, so before we get started, I guess we can do our normal housekeeping. You should go over to Patreon.
Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs.
You can check us out on there. It starts with just $1 a month.
Yeah.
Join the eternal order of Bones and Tubs.
Do it. Help us leave our goddamn factory of sadness.
Make us soar like the eagle.
Yeah.
But
we need to put something on there about selling like toenail clippings or something, like $750 box.
No.
I got it. Dipspit.
Oh, yeah.
That is pure fucking wintergreen goodness mixed with our DNA.
Yeah.
It's wintergreen DNA is what it is.
I'm not putting my DNA out there.
Tasting a little bit of Tubs with some mint.
Yeah.
You could use it as like a clone.
I bet if you put it on your balls, you could taste what the inside of Tubbs's mouth feels or tastes like, rather.
Yeah. So Okay, earlier this week, it was a hot trend on TikTok.
It's everywhere. We even had people in our DMs about it
Toby,
on Snapchat.
Yeah, Tobeans put me onto it that if you dip your testicles in sugar water,
Medical terms only.
you can taste it. Because apparently, I still didn't see what the correlation was, but apparently having taste buds on our testicles, which is science,
Hashtag science, yeah.
From what I gathered, they didn't say why, but they said it's detrimental to reproduction.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
What if
you didn't have them, and then all of a sudden we couldn't have babies anymore?
We need more taste buds on our nuts.
Yeah. So Tobeans tested it on me. Because I feel like when you want to try this experiment, you probably need an assistant. You can do it solo, but I prefer an assistant.
Yeah.
And come to find out, it is 100% true.
Yeah.
You know, Snopes will probably say it's false, but
Man, fuck Snopes.
that's Snopes. You know.
Snopes?
Oh my
Speaking
God.
of-
You should go to Snopes.com
Speaking of,
and look at the propaganda arm that you didn't know existed.
but speaking of people talking about dipping their testicles in the DMs, you should also check us out on Instagram.
Instagram.com/bones and tubs. I can't find where my face is supposed to go. Right here now. This is where it is.
You're in a new place. That's
You're in.
why.
You're in a new place.
You're in.
It's weird because I have to pee, so I caught on to that. It's early in the show. I don't know what to do.
You guys also hit us up in the email. We read those too.
bonesandtubs@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Didn't we have one? I just remembered that.
I think you did.
I thought we did.
You should explain what's going on new in the Patreon.
Yeah. I need to type that up. I'm a big old fuckhead. Or I should say I should edit it because it's already typed.
Oh, Snopes is a bunch of bullshit.
I'm pretty sure they... Okay.
That site will piss you off more than anything.
This is not a good time.
Listen, this is what liberals use to like justify their ends because this site agrees with them. So they're like, "Oh, well, Snopes said it." That doesn't mean anything.
No. I forget. I think they even talk about like the JFK assassination being legitimate.
They also said that an AR-15 round, a 223 round, could put a hole through you the size of a grapefruit.
The size of a grapefruit?
Yeah, some processor had a sign that had like, they said the entrance wound and then the exit wound, right? Mm-hmm. Which it was a complete fiction, but Stokes said verified.
Well,
And they tried to explain it away with science that when the bullet tumbles through the body, it like creates like a ripple effect that is about that size, but it doesn't blow a hole through you that big.
no.
It just like it damages tissue that big, but it doesn't like blow a big hole through you like a cannonball.
Dumb.
But they verified it. You know, and actually, Snopes will come up later when we're talking about our main topic of today because when I was looking stuff up, Snopes was one of the sites that came up trying to discount what we're going to be talking about today.
Seriously?
Yes, well, a certain aspect of it, but that's what they do. Like their whole you should look into like who runs Snopes because they are the most corrupt, nasty motherfuckers to walk the earth.
Fine.
Like it's this dude and his like. I don't know if they're married or they're just dating. It's this dude and his woman who used to be a prostitute. I'm not making this up.
We're winning already.
Yeah, I'm not making this up. I feel like they're swingers too. They're weird people. And like these are the people that supposedly these are the ones checking the facts.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. She was checking that dick.
Yeah. Yeah, just look into that sometime. Like but Snopes will always it'll perennially piss me off. I mean, that's not to say. Here's the thing: there are times when I have used it because, like, I'll see an article that say a conservative person that's posted that seems a little bit too strange to be true, and then it turns out it isn't true. Like, and then I'll be like, I don't like to link Snopes to anybody because I don't like using that. Even though I'm not prone to sending people to those sites, I'd say PolitiFact is probably more what I'll send to people over Snopes.
I've used PolitiFact before, but I've never heard of Snopes before. Homework.
Yeah, Snopes. That's like Snopes is one of their like. Have you ever seen on Facebook or Instagram where they say this is false information?
Yeah.
Sometimes Facebook will link Snopes to those disclaimers.
I wish you people could see my facial expressions. They say it all.
Yeah, learning new things today. This coffee is finally at a temperature at which I could drink it now. And I have to say, it's quite delicious.
Yeah, their coffee is really good.
They make good coffee here at the 1808. If you live in the area around Preble County, you should come stop by, check it out, get some coffee. Tell them Bones and Tubbs sent you. They might let us come back and do more shows.
Yeah.
Although, I think we're going to have to put some padding up.
The little lady at the front counter makes some damn good food, too.
Yeah, I'll have to try it out sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Still waiting on our man.
He must have the bladder of a little mouse.
He takes long pees though. I don't know. Like by the skin of our teeth though.
My computer died.
Those last I don't even know what those last 30 about minute was intense.
Yeah.
Like it was just a scrambled melee. Like there's people going everywhere. I killed 2 people with the melee, the melee move where you just punch. Mm-hmm. I killed 2 people doing that.
Yeah.
Because we were just all clustered together.
Yeah. With Diva, if you fly into someone, that's a melee attack, and you can kill them that way. I didn't know that until last night.
Well, with the new updates they just did, if you do it right, you could keep Diva in almost perpetual flight. The cooldown for her jets went from 5 seconds to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So if you shoot it at the right angle
I
up
was wondering why I was able to fly so much.
get enough altitude, you could and you start falling back down, you could bring it back up again. Not as much as say Farah, who you can keep in virtual perpetual flight, but you can keep her kind of in a bouncy flight like this.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can barely control her flying anyway.
Who Diva? Well, that's because you kind of just you go in one direction. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Reinhardt's charge. It doesn't,
Sorry, Unabomber problems.
Oh, yeah?
But
He
anyways.
was in the bathroom for 5 minutes.
Jeez.
So if you want to read this
Mac
email
and
real
cheese
quick.
sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't flush and it didn't smell like shit, so.
Bro. Anchor feels on the failed Bigaloo.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, I'd say we get into the first topic of the day, and that would be the rally in Virginia yesterday.
That was a fucking shit show.
Here's
Everybody
the thing.
was happy that they were polite and shit, which just goes to prove an armed society is a polite society. Mm-hmm. Something we all know. But still, their whole argument about non-aggression, I mean, as an anarchist, you're supposed to have that non-aggression principle. But at the same time, they're especially in Virginia, he's advocating post-birth abortion.
Shut the front door.
Did you ever hear that interview?
Oh, my God.
Did you ever hear that interview he gave?
No.
This is before they found out that he was in blackface or as a Klansman in his college yearbook or whatever. But he's like, yeah, when the baby is born, if it needs to be resuscitated, it will be a conversation had between the doctors and the parents whether or not the baby's resuscitated. And then he went further and said, a normal birth, when the baby's born, it will be kept comfortable, and then the parents and the doctors will get together and they will decide whether or not they want the baby.
Suck my dick.
Yeah, you're not talking about abortion, you're talking about murdering a baby.
Absolutely.
You fucking faggot.
Bundle of sticks.
So yeah, he's a great dude, and he has no problem killing babies, but when it comes to armed adults, he wants to fucking lock down the Capitol and hide inside like a little bitch.
I feel like all these news sites, I feel like they want, it's all these articles, you look at it, it's they're sad that nothing happened.
Well, just like I am. For once, we agree.
And the thing is, you know what? Well, from watching the footage and everything yesterday, they try. And the thing is, the media already got called out. They tried to construe it as some sort of white nationalist thing, and alternative journalists were actually there showing you this is it's a melting pot.
I watched the Breitbart stream pretty much the whole time.
Yeah,
and he interviewed I don't know how many black people.
I mean,
African Americans.
He ran the gambit. He got women. He had people of color. He had women who were people of color.
He had a woman. Who,
he had gay people.
The gay woman. That was sweet when he interviewed the ANCAP.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I wanted to talk about that because that was by far my favorite part.
I love it. Nobody had anything of substance to say when it came to what do you want to tell the governor except the ANCAP. Yeah. He had some fire.
Yeah. He so he goes to interview this fellow of East Asian descent, and he's talking to him, who happens to be an ANCAP, mind you.
Anarcho-capitalist.
and he's talking to him, and this woman comes up who's wearing a rainbow Gadsden flag.
Yeah.
Comes up to him and starts talking to him too.
And
they were both talking about the fact, like, one,
they were
like,
hugged up.
yeah, they were hugging and everything. And the guy was talking to her. He's like, yeah, well, he's like, armed gay people tend to live longer.
Yeah. Fire.
And the same thing goes, like, there were signs for minorities that said, like, minorities live longer when they're armed.
Yeah.
And, like, no lie detected there.
The other guy he interviewed that I liked was a black dude who had it looked like a Black Lives Matter shirt, but it said Black Guns Matter.
Yeah.
So he walked up, he's like, tell him about your shirt. And you could tell every time he went to interview somebody, they were nervous because not like, I've got a camera, but they're like, oh, this motherfucker here.
Yeah.
He's going to interview me and make me look like a fucking douchebag. But he let him talk the whole time. He's like, no, we're live streaming. I'm not on that shit. And he's like, I mean, Black Guns Matter is not just for black people, it's for everybody. He talked about poor people being the ones that are most affected by gun laws in Virginia, and all that. And they had a really great conversation.
Yeah, and she's right. You know what I mean? Like, gun laws in the past have been used to target ethnic and minority communities.
And
so
anytime you saw an actual news agency, as far as like mainstream, people all had their phones out and they were recording them recording.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you can go ahead and cut whatever you want.
Well,
We're posting this anyway.
The only part about that last year I like was when he followed those stupid fucking radical commies for way too fucking long. There was one small group of these radical.
It was like 8 people.
Yeah, it was like 8 people. We're talking about thousands of people at this rally, and he hones in on these 8 douchebags.
100,000.
100,000?
Supposedly, that's what number they kept throwing around.
Okay, so they're gonna.
Did you see the picture? That's easily believable.
Man,
They were fucking everywhere.
that's good. That's the first warning. Go ahead and take our guns.
Yeah,
We're civil now. We won't be civil later.
I love one black dude had a sign that said "Black guns, not black face," and it had a picture of the governor.
Savage.
Yeah,
That black dude for Black Guns Matter, he said when they asked him, like, was there anything you want to tell the governor if you had the chance? And he's like, I just want to know, like, if he didn't know, it's not okay to wear blackface 20 years ago. Like, I knew it 20 years ago. But
yeah.
Maybe he didn't.
Got him.
Yeah.
And it's just, and that's the thing. Like, here's the thing. I know you were disappointed that Boog didn't happen, but the thing is,
You talked to me like my mother yesterday. You were like, I know you wanted a boogaloo for your birthday.
I know you wanted a boogaloo. I'm sorry you didn't get it.
Maybe you'll get a boogaloo next year.
Disappointing
And then you made
birthday.
the joke, like, Christmas time, you open your presents, and there was that one gift you wanted, but it's not under the tree.
You wanted it all year.
And you're like, wait, what's this behind the couch?
Yeah. They let you stew.
It's the boogaloo.
They let you stew for about 45 minutes with no present. They're like, wait a minute.
Well, and I told you, and I tried to reassure you and make you feel better about it, that just because it didn't happen in Virginia doesn't mean it's not going to happen somewhere else, because there is, I looked this up, there are multiple gun rallies going to be happening in multiple states, and I would go on to gather that a lot of like, here's the thing, you got to think Virginia is a mixed bag.
Right.
It's pretty mixed 50-50 about politics, right? I wouldn't even say 50-50. It's probably leaning towards pro Second Amendment, right?
Right.
But like, they're having rallies in California, which I would say is a lot more
Lefty.
like, people just willing to
depends on-
suck on boots and give their guns up and do all sorts of crazy shit, man. Like,
It depends on what part of California, too, because, I mean, we have a lot of people in California that dig our shit.
yeah.
I would say most of the United States, like every state, I think, has downloads, but California is by far the largest download state.
Well, I think it's, and my heart goes out to you guys, because you probably catch a lot more dumb shit than we do here.
Yeah.
And like, to hear people who think like you do probably is reassuring.
Nothing makes me more angry in the morning as a Californian than walking to the post office and having to step over a drug overdosed homeless person who's shit in the street.
See, here's the thing though, and don't leave. Stay.
Yeah.
You were there too. You have a right to be there. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure California's weather is way better. Like, don't move to Ohio, for fuck's sake.
Do not.
Jesus Christ.
For all the love I bear you, though, I would imagine it's probably better if you did leave, because you're on the fucking San Andreas fault line.
Yeah, okay. I tell you,
Can I
walk back that last comment about staying? In fact, you might want to just stay out of the San Andreas fault, out of the Yellowstone caldera. You know what? Fuck it.
Did you know Yellowstone?
Move to Ohio.
Move to Ohio.
Fuck it.
Did you know that Yellowstone's throwing red smoke?
Shut up.
Really?
The Presidente, El Presidente told me about that yesterday.
What's that? That's a thing. What's that? It's like a chemical release, right?
Yeah. Now they've had different shades of like black and gray steam coming out of the geyser, which is, all rocks melt at different temperatures.
Yeah.
Well, that just shows you that another layer of rock has melted and added more lava closer to the surface.
Awesome.
That happened before. I completely missed the whole red smoke thing.
But the thing is, like, part of me is glad that the rally in Virginia, because it was supposed to be about people peacefully expressing the fact that we have a right to bear arms.
Yeah, human rights.
And even like, and when you have groups, here's the thing: you had conservatives, you had libertarians, you had anarcho-capitalists, and you had anarcho-communists and Antifa all coming together on something. That is,
Yeah.
to get all those people and somehow get them in the same camp, like being like, this is something that we
can't even agree on what bathroom to use.
It's almost close enough to being what I would consider a miracle at that point, because when you could get that many people, and I saw something the other day on Facebook that kind of made me think that this is the way things are going, is that it should be less about like when it comes to the political spectrum, whether you're right or left, it shouldn't be east and west thing.
No.
It should be a north and south thing. When I say that, I mean authoritarian and libertarian.
Individual and state.
Like, you should be south of that line.
They had a bunch of signs, too, from different people that said, like, just that. Like, it's not left or right. It's the state versus you.
Yeah, it's authority versus freedom.
Fuck the government. I kept making jokes, too, about all the dogs. There were so many, probably 5 or 6 dogs.
Man, I bet you those
cops.
cops were real nervous.
You could tell those cops, their hands were just sweaty.
They're like shaking. They got their hand on their gun.
Can't wait to shoot that fucking dog.
They go home, and in their backyard, how people have those like deers that they set up and they shoot arrows into it. He just goes home. And he's like a stuffed dog. He's just like, ah.
Yeah. Do you think they have a plastic wife they beat too, like the self-defense dummy?
It's the blow-up doll they use.
I was thinking that thing
with a dick on it.
Yeah. You know that one
ride reverse cowboy.
That one it's like a dummy. It's that he's like a big burly guy.
Yeah.
Like they have one of those, except it's a woman. He just goes home and just like fucking lays in.
Man.
Shout
out to those cops though for not shooting any of those fucking dogs.
Yeah.
They had fucking no-fly zone, right? Mm-hmm. But they had a UAV drone in the air. They had fucking helicopters in the air. They had snipers on the roof. Now, here's the thing.
I'm surprised they didn't, and from what I gathered, there was a couple of people, rabble-rousers, who were trying to get something started.
Right, but the crowd shut them down.
So, do you think those could have been agent provocateurs?
I watched one happen, and he listened to this dude giving a speech, pretty much, and he was saying, like, this is enough, and we're not going to stop here. You're not going to pass these fucking laws, and we're not going to give up our guns. It's over for you.
Yeah.
And this dude comes out of the crowd. He's got a military haircut. He's fucking baby-faced. He's tall. He's wearing a fucking, regular... I don't know. He looked like he was out of central casting for a fucking agent provocateur. And he's like, well, why don't we just... You're saying we should jump the fence and go kill him. And everybody's like, shut the fuck up.
You look like a cop.
You don't fit in
Are you a
here.
cop? Because that's what a cop would say.
You see
if you're trying to provoke a crowd.
Yeah, fucking get out of here.
Yeah.
The one thing, though, that I will say that the state did really good at is this was another test run, I think.
I would agree with that, definitely.
They had cameras. They had people in regular clothing recording things. They know exactly. They know who all the YouTubers are. They knew all the organization heads. And they know who's going to show up and who's going to do what when it goes down.
I tell you what, we talked about this, too. If there's a rally near us, we're going.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on several lists already, so go ahead.
Man, we were on a list. Do you remember when we went to that End the Fed rally?
Yeah.
We've been on a list that said, because they were definitely taking our pictures back then, too.
Mm-hmm. That was crazy.
That was in our infant. That was way before podcast or anything. We went down to Cincinnati, and there's a Federal Reserve building down there.
Cincinnati.
And we did there's probably about 30 of us.
30 or 40, yeah.
Did a protest at the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
End the Fed. It was an End the Fed rally, and we went around and passing out.
We made
DVDs of
200 or so copies of
what
documentary.
Was it? It was an Alex Jones documentary. Yeah. I want to say it was does he have one called Fall of the Republic?
Might have been Fall of the Republic.
I think it was Fall of the Republic.
Yeah, and I think we had that one lady berate us. Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
Did she have the Karen management
Oh, she was
haircut?
a big.
She was a Karen.
She was a big old fat Karen. Yeah, she was.
She wanted to speak to our manager.
Man.
That was crazy. I forgot all about that Karen lady. I wonder what she's doing now.
She's probably dead.
Probably dead.
Hope so.
Choked on a fucking...
Choked on a bag of donuts. Shout out type 2.
But anyways, should we get on to the topic of the day?
I want to press her real quick while we're in our show notes,
Okay,
so we don't have
yeah.
to do it at the end.
Yeah.
So her name is Battle Bun, as you could tell from the title, featuring Battle Bun Fitness on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that about? What's your goal there? We want you to push it and get out of your 9 to 5, just like we are.
Battleman Fitness is just kind of a motivational page for everybody, really. Anybody who wants to live a little healthier life. I've got transformation photos for myself.
Yeah.
There's recipes that I use that include like healthier proteins like turkey or fish, just like little cheeky quotes and things just to like keep a happier.
It's like motivational fitness for people who aren't trying to like throw their tits in your face.
Yeah,
For the average lady or whoever it might be.
exactly.
Because I'm sure there's people out there that, I mean, I've seen it before when I try and get motivation from these dudes and they're telling me like, oh, I'm a vegan. And you can tell he's jacked on test, like a test 350.
Yeah.
And he's just eating meat all day long.
Well,
Like, I don't believe you.
And see, that's the thing. Like,
I feel like yours is more of a believable stance.
exactly. Like my logic is
Down
like,
to earth.
Listen, I know I'm shaped like a dumpster, but like
Dumpster with it.
So my key isn't necessarily. I can't stop myself from being shaped like a dumpster. But I can clean up my dumpster and make it look
You
nicer.
ever seen a
You know
really
what I mean?
nice dumpster
Oh, I've seen some clean, nice looking dumpsters.
without any rust?
Yo, yeah, and there's like no smell, like no like you know that smell that stings the nostrils and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get to that phase where I'm just like, so that when
You're
I
a
get,
wizard, Harry.
so that when I get married in June,
Yeah.
they're like, that's a nice looking dumpster.
I'd
you
fuck
know?
him. Yeah.
I'd fuck that dumpster.
Man, that butt looks super tight.
Yes. You're on the right path though, because when you type in fitness to any Instagram, Facebook, you always find the tiny little girls or the really jacked up guys. And for me, I'm just me. I'm human. I look like a normal person. I'm not showing my tits out. My ass isn't hanging out.
Self-respect is number
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Modesty is a good, like, call me a conservative, but modesty is a good thing.
Yeah.
That's just the way I feel.
Well, once Trump gets assassinated and Pence becomes president, and then we have the what's it called? What's the show?
The Handmaid's
Yeah.
Tale.
Once the United States turns into the Handmaid's Tale, like you'll fit in because you'll have your bonnet and everything.
Blessed be the fruit. May he open.
Man.
Anyway, but yeah, hopefully everybody goes and checks out Battle Bun Fitness on Instagram, follows, likes, all that stuff.
I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
yeah.
you guys letting me come on. Really.
Oh yeah, it's
we're
a
all
pleasure.
we're all about teamwork. I don't
Yeah.
know if you knew that. Teamwork, makes the dream
Networking,
work. Neck work.
synergy.
Network.
Yeah. I've done so many things that are not podcast productive today, such as jam a giant red eye coffee. I've already pissed twice,
Yeah.
and I'm about to do it again. They used to call me Tiny Tank.
We literally were talking about that as you were gone.
Yeah, it's not a tiny tank though, because it holds a lot. It just fills up super quick.
It means you got very productive kidneys.
Yeah.
That's the way you got to look at
I'm
it.
just glad they survived my years of like heavy alcoholism. Do you
But,
even whatever?
Yeah. So we're going to get on to this now?
Yeah,
Okay.
we got our plugs out of the way.
Okay, so this week we're talking about, because we've kind of been dancing around it for a while,
Yeah,
the wildfires in Australia. Because unlike the media,
yeah.
who...
Sorry, Baby Yoda meme. I gotta turn the phone off.
Okay, but besides what the media and celebrities will tell you, where it's all climate change. All it is climate change. This is climate change.
What we
it
need
sounds like
is
they're reading it from a fucking script.
We need a tax on humans, is what we need. Fix the
So
problem.
we're here to tell you, like firsthand, any person, and you don't have to have a fucking college degree. When you start looking through this shit, it's such a complicated and nuanced thing with these wildfires. And yes, man has something to do with it.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
This is man-made.
Yeah.
You heard it first here, folks. Tubbs is saying that we actually fucked up the environment.
Is there a way to, well, I mean, even the Australian thing, I mean, directly relates to human behavior in the way of eco-terrorism and corporations buying up water rights.
Exactly. That's the thing. And that's where we will disagree. Yes, it is man-made, but no, it's not because necessarily of climate. Now, like I said, I will never deny that the climate isn't changing.
It's not because David Duke drives a fucking Ford Explorer around and burns gasoline and puts it in the air that, plants breathe.
I will deny it, though, that it has a lot to do with us. Less to do with us, more to do with the fact that the climate always changes.
No, well, what about that giant fireball in the sky that is going through a grand solar minimum, which is probably going to lead us into a fucking ice age?
Yeah. Or the fact that they've predicted...
Or a pole shift.
How many, 200 things that have been predicted about global warming and climate change, whatever, global cooling, whatever you want to call it, it's been called in the last 40 years. How many of those predictions were wrong? How many times have they had they moved the numbers back and dialed it back? They tell us that we're supposed to believe them, that we're supposed to just wholeheartedly believe everything that comes out of their mouths, and we're supposed to just buy it all, right?
Yeah.
We're just supposed to take it all. But the problem is that how many times have they told us, based on our science, this science that's supposed to be accurate, this science that's supposed to be right, have they had to change their predictions?
They just said... Oh no, Suspicious Observers page on YouTube, he follows all that shit because he doesn't believe in, he's more of a proponent for the electric universe theory. But he talks about all the numbers for everything being fake. I sound like a goddamn coffee can robot. He said that within the next 2 years they're going to have to come out and admit that the whole ClimateGate thing that should have broke when all that broke, that it's all fake, it's all a lie, and they're twisting everything.
Not once, but not only and just to reiterate with that, anybody who's listening who hasn't heard us talk about that before, not once but twice have they been found to be fudging the numbers,
right,
in their favor, mind you.
Yeah,
not to try to hide it, or hide that the true temperature. They're trying to make it look worse than it is.
It's even a common sense issue. People are so wrapped up in this shit. With it being everybody wants sustainable this and recyclable that and clean, green, all that shit. All these people that drive around in these goddamn Teslas, right, that are helping the environment by plugging their car into a fucking electrical machine that's powered by coal.
Yeah.
The basic common sense should tell you you're talking about carbon monoxide.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what's coming out of the cars that are fed by a fake term called fossil fuels, which was created by the Rockefellers to make it seem scarce. But plants breathe the shit.
Well, here's what I will say about that is that you're right, they do breathe it. But the other problem is that when you combine, and this is where I will say conservation is important,
right?
Because when you're ripping forests out and shit like that,
oh yeah,
you're getting rid of our carbon sinks,
or the fucking ocean that's dying from Fukushima.
Our jungles and our forests are what they refer to as carbon sinks. That means they absorb carbon, and they hold it, right? But when you're cutting those down and you're continuing to burn fossil fuels,
right,
you're not replacing what you've taken. Right. So the key is, as long as we continue to plant forests, right, we can sustain it.
Quit cutting down the fucking Amazon.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
That would be sweet.
Triggered.
Yeah.
What about, so I'm going to just dump a fucking Cliff Notes version of Australia on there and then.
Okay, yeah, I got a lot of stuff here. Yeah.
Basically the problem, they're saying it's climate change. And it's just to go back to your point about how many times they've had to change their goddamn
their narrative or their terms.
Yeah. It used to be called Agenda 21. Agenda 2021, the year 2021 was when they wanted to have it implemented. Well, they just changed it, I think, last year to Agenda 2030. And basically, the agenda is a commitment to eradicate poverty. Which anytime you see that, you should be nervous. Because it doesn't mean we're going to get rid of poor people. It means we're going to make everybody poor.
Yeah, we did a whole episode about Agenda 2021.
Yeah. Shout out the back catalog.
Yeah.
One time.
Because basically their whole model was based on, we don't want poor people. Well, we don't want some people to have more than others.
Yeah. So if everybody
how about we bring down everybody? How about we take these countries where their standard of living is superb?
Yeah.
And bring it down. And by some magic, they will both level out.
Anytime you see anybody talking about sustainability or austerity, remember, they're going to take away your wealth. Austeric measures. But anyway, to eradicate poverty, achieve sustainable development by 2030 worldwide, ensuring that no one is left behind, How No Child Left Behind work? The adoption of 2030 Agenda was a landmark achievement providing for a shared global vision towards sustainable development for all. So anyway, in that long fucking page that you can find on the UN's website about Agenda 2030, it talks about moving people out of nature and moving them into megacities, where everybody will live in the Internet of Things, and everything's going to be sweet with the 5G. We're all getting cooked in these goddamn filing cabinet apartments.
It'll be like Judge Dredd. Like, you know, the nerdy part of me is kind of like, I like Judge Dredd, but I don't think I'd want to live in Judge Dredd's world, man.
Fuck that.
Because I don't think I have what it takes to be a judge.
No. But that's what they're doing in Australia. So they've already implemented the fires. You've had 120 supposed eco-terrorists.
Okay, yeah. So I had to like go looking for this shit, right? And this is from ABC. I'm making a more concerted effort to post my sources. This came from ABC News. Okay. 24 people have been charged with deliberately setting fires.
Right.
Among 183 facing legal action in the state for being apparently the other 140 or so, or no, it's 160 or so, were part of it.
Yeah.
But they didn't, they only charged 24 with,
they've only found a fraction of them.
And that's the thing, so a lot of alternative news sites have been saying almost 200 people have been charged with setting fires. And then, you get, Snopes, and that's what I was talking earlier about, Snopes was going to come into this. Well, actually...
Snopes is a shit rag.
Actually, only 24 people have been charged with deliberately starting the fires.
You also have the fact that, the fire... Wait, I'm learning... We're not even getting into water yet, because I'm going to go make water before we talk about that, but the fires, right? If you look at a map... I meant to send this to you, but I didn't, because I'm a piece of shit. There's some type of project that they wanted to do that eminent domain wasn't going to work out on.
It was a rail system.
And the fires follow the rail system. So...
Well, the proposed plan of the rail system.
Now, mind you...
exciting.
So, to try to prove a point... You get these people starting fires, right?
Yeah.
Well, be mindful that is only in the one state out of the 6
in
the entire country.
So, and here's the thing, there's more to it than just these people deliberately starting fires. It's a multifaceted issue, right? It's multiple things brought together to create this, right?
Yeah.
But just to understand the impact, the University of Sydney estimated 480 million animals have perished in Australia's fires in New South Wales alone.
So fucking sad.
I feel bad, man. Those poor drop bears and boomers, man.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't feel bad for the poisonous spiders and shit. But
the flying scorpion unicorn things. They had we talked about that meme that will evoke everybody's emotions that had Steve Irwin in the sky, like he was in heaven, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you."
Oh my god, my heart. Also, those numbers are only for mammals. You're not including reptiles, birds, bats, insects.
Right.
And then you think about the
shit show,
the circle of life shit, right? So one species that a lot of other animals rely on is now gone. So you've taken either their food supply or you've taken an animal's. You've either taken an animal's ability to eat, or you've taken away those animals that they do eat.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we've disrupted the whole ecosystem's been disrupted. These 24 people make up a larger group who have been accused of being a part of this. The question you got to ask yourself is who are these people and why did they deliberately start fires? Which, I mean, if you were able to somehow figure it out and go through, I bet you would find that these people have connections to other people, or you find out that their family just suddenly came in a big inheritance or something.
About a little investigation, Facebook,
or
probably find a group.
They just found radicals. There are radicals that are so hard pressed that they're those types they say that you talk about when you say they cut off their nose to spite their face. They started these, I believe there are some of those that started these fires simply so they could say, look, we told you that climate change was the cause. We told you this was going to happen.
Suck my dick. You're wrong.
I'll wait till he gets back, but I'm going to go on this because I looked up one of the individuals who was charged.
You did?
Yeah.
It was a teen. Most of them were kids.
Yeah.
Not even past 25 yet.
Okay, so this next source comes from the Post Millennial, and this was in November. A teenage volunteer firefighter from New South Wales was charged with setting 7 bushfires in the region and then returning with his brigade to fight them. So, it kind of reminds me of a story we heard recently about somebody helping create a crime in order to solve the crime.
Whom?
You're going to cut it out, right?
Yeah.
Nicole.
But apparently,
help you make scrub. I'm made by Christmas.
Right.
But
apparently, about this is illegal.
He has set 17 fires, and the pyromaniac has now been barred from access to any firefighting equipment.
What was that?
I mean, I would hope so.
What was that Ray Bradbury book?
Fahrenheit 451?
Yeah, it sounds very Fahrenheit 451. And he's practicing for catching books on fire.
And then just mind you, these things have all happened, and this has been one of the driest years on record, which we'll get into that in a minute, why it's been the driest year on record.
Yes.
And it's not even fire and cyclone season yet. They're just around the corner.
Right.
But the next part, and actually that's a good lead-in. So you got to ask yourself, why is it so dry, right? I know there's parts of the Australia that are considered the outback that are dry.
And the bush.
Yeah, they're dry anyways, right?
Yeah.
But nature tends to take care of it, take care of its own, right? And that's what it's been doing for thousands of years.
That's what it does.
Up until the point where we now have private enterprises deliberately sabotaging water sources in order to gain water rights to them.
So they've dammed up some water for industrial use.
Which has literally made rivers dry up.
While you have this going on, and what's it called? Flood banking?
Yeah.
Because they have the monsoons that basically feed the artisan reservoirs to keep the springs flowing. So you have that going on. Well, then they've done something where they make certain areas flood, which is killing other parts of nature because those trees in those forests aren't used to that much water. And then they're using that land to collect more water. And then on top of that, you have the fracking. Yeah.
And we watched a video earlier. If you want to, check out Liability Mate.
Liability Mate.
He had a video of a river in Australia on fire that was just a couple miles away from a fracking site.
Yet they didn't have anything to do with it.
No, of course not.
And they're sorry, too.
Yeah, because rivers just catch on fire all on their own.
Wasn't it the Aborigines that they interviewed?
Yeah.
Did you see that video?
Yeah.
And they were talking about, the guy was like, I'm so upset. I just want to go up there and burn down and tear up government buildings. I've done it before. I've been to jail. I don't want to go back. But, they're having to buy pallets of water because if they drink what comes out of the tap, they get sick.
If you think that, oligarchs are tired of fucking with indigenous people, you're wrong.
People in America are still arguing about whether or not fracking is safe. Well, these motherfuckers are proof that it's not safe.
Yeah. So this next bunch of stuff comes from a website called The Conversation, and I believe it's an Australian website.
The Conversation.
It's the first article I'm going to cite from was called Australia's Watergate, and this is from last year. And it was subtitled, "Here's What Taxpayers Need to Know About Water Buybacks." Okay. In 2017, the agricultural minister, Barnaby Joyce, that's such a goddamn Australian name.
Barnaby Joyce,
signed off on an $80 million purchase of a water entitlement from a company called Eastern Australia Agriculture.
I didn't know you could buy water like that.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
The problem is that the energy minister, and this is another Australian name, Angus Taylor,
Angus
used to be a director of Eastern Australia Agriculture, though he didn't have a financial interest, and the company is a Liberal Party donor. What's more, the value of the water purchased for $80 million is under question. So basically, politicians, this is nothing new to an American. Politicians have friends who work in private enterprise.
Okay.
They then, the private enterprises buy this land and they dam up the area, right? And then they sell the water back to the government.
Yeah. It's cute.
And then make a big profit on it. And, people are literally working for these companies, but also used to work for these companies and now working for the government. So
so fucking cute.
I mean, it's nothing new to an American. We see this all the time.
Basically, the elected politician that's supposed to help the person that votes for them gets their dude a deal, and then once he can no longer be elected because of how many times he's fucked people over, he then gets a job in the corporation.
There you go. Bingo. Okay, so this was last year, and then I found this article on the same website, The Conversation, from 3 years ago. So this kind of gives you a perspective of the build up to what we've come to now, right? And the article was titled, Dams Are Being Built, but They Are Private. A report from the Australia Institute rejects government claims new dams are not being built, but saying at least 20 to 30 large private dams have been constructed in the Murray-Darling Basin in recent years.
Did it happen to mention that these dams were built by taxpayer money?
Oh, yeah. That's so great. Taxation, that thefty boy.
Well, information on the number of private dams and the cost of their taxpayer subsidy is limited. The report says it appears that just 2 of these dams cost taxpayers nearly $30 million. That's what they're telling you, is that just 2 of them cost $30 million.
Well, they use that tax money to create jobs to steal your water.
Private dams, but the private dams involved minimal public consultation and can be approved and constructed based on environmental assessments commissioned from private consultants by dam proponents. So they really have no oversight to build these dams.
Here's the thing, too, to tie it into our original topic with the Virginia problem. They don't have any guns over there. So you see right now what's happening over there in Australia with all these corporations raping them in every way possible, and they have no means to defend themselves. So literally their only hope is that the politicians change their fucking mind.
Yeah. Okay, so the report looked at 3 dams in detail on properties in the Murrumbidgee.
Murrumbidgee.
There you go. Murrumbidgee.
Murrumbidgee. I had to put my hand in my pouch to fill that out.
Murrumbidgee Valley.
Just watching you try to pronounce this, I can't.
Owned by, it's a struggle. Owned by Webster Ltd. God, that's a lot of words.
Now you know how I feel.
Brigagby, and Cuba Station. The dams were funded out of the federal government's $4 billion water efficiency program.
Yeah, here we go.
With major dams now targeting this water, the Murrumbidgee could be disconnected from the Murray in most years. This has implications of all the NSW Basin water users who are already grappling with how to meet downstream obligations within the Murray's constraints, and with no water coming down to Darling.
Down to Darling.
Yeah.
We sound like such seppo cunts right now.
Oh my god. The Darling is one of their biggest rivers in Australia.
Was that the one that was on fire in that video?
I don't think it was, no.
I know it was dirty as fuck. So that was in one of those videos.
And lo and behold, imagine my shock. The new dams that Australian taxpayers helped build appear to be highly valued by international investors.
Of course. I heard that Canada was one of the biggest
rapists. It was one of them is a Canadian pension fund.
It's cool.
Don't forget Britain. That's like number 2.
Now, here's something that was interesting about Britain because I got hip to this whole thing from Max Egan's channel. Yeah. Everybody check out he's got like a 6 or 7 part series on the Australian wildfires.
I'm still fucked up on Max Egan's shit from earlier this week.
You should watch the video where he explained that video.
I need to watch it.
Look.
He talked about a psychic attack.
River on fire fracking Australia.
Nice.
He came out and retracted the whole flat earth thing.
He retracted what?
The flat earth claim that he made. Because he came out in that one video that I sent out in the group chat where he talked about basically having this digital download of his brain. Mm-hmm. He claims some type of psychic attack. I mean, it's a good explanation. It fucked me up even more than the first one did, but I am back to believing him authentically.
Okay, so he just had a meltdown, basically?
Kind of.
Just watch the video.
Okay.
The video.
It's called The Truth Trap, I think. But he's talking about it. What the fuck were we talking about? That just threw me all the way off.
We were talking about damming water supplies.
River on fire.
God damn it. Oh, he was saying that their only hope over there, since they don't have any guns, they don't have a means to physically take the country back.
Yeah.
As they're going to move them into this Agenda 2030, where they force them out of the outback into the mega cities, and then they're going to say it's to keep wildlife safe and to keep people safe, but really it's just to allow more corporate rape.
They've been cutting, and that's the thing, a big part of it is they're cutting off communities from their water supplies.
Right. He said that their only hope, if they can't get the politicians to change their minds, is to implore the Queen.
Yeah, because that's going to work.
Because technically, if you look at, there's 2 crest of arms for Australia. They have the Queen, because the Queen owns it.
Yeah.
Because she's dragon blood or whatever in her body. And that the corporations made a deal to move in there for the government. Well, they're basically just a corporate government. And they're raping the people, raping the land. So they're going to start asking the Queen for her help. Like, this is where we're at right now. If they take your fucking guns away, we're going to have to beg for somebody who thinks they have dragon blood in their body to help us. Get the fuck out of here.
Peasants.
You could just shoot them in the face, hypothetically.
Hypothetically. Can't do it now, though.
Baby Yoda with a Glock. Stay strapped or get clapped.
You have them soaking up these supplies of water that are drying up areas, and then fires are happening.
That cotton's not going to grow itself, big dog.
Yeah. So imagine my surprise that wildfires happen in a place that's pretty arid as it is.
Yeah.
And you're cutting off any supply of water that they might get a chance of.
To further the evidence of the fact that this is planned on multiple levels, they say that the fires are hotter than they've ever seen. Do you know why?
Well, I know eucalyptus trees burn at a very hot temperature.
That's true. But, I mean, they're saying that eucalyptus fires in general, or all the fires, they have a normal temperature. These are much hotter.
So would this go back to what we've talked about before?
Well, I thought that's where he was going with it, with the direct energy weapons, but he said that's not what it is. They've noticed, and they've taken a lot of pictures of what we would call in the United States a project for solar radiation management, where you can't use the word chemtrails.
Okay.
You can't use that word because that'll get you flagged. But basically, it's the fact that they have these planes that fly around that aren't marked. They're just white planes, and you think that they're like passenger flights or private jets, but they're not. Their sole purpose is to put things out in the atmosphere. And you can find endless amounts of links to this from actual government websites. If you go to Max Egan's channel, they're in all the comment sections. But they use them for cloud seeding. They use them for changing temperatures, changing weather patterns. But in this case, they're finding a lot of the same chemicals that are used in sparklers. So they're literally fucking spraying the skies, which land on the ground, with sparkler chemicals to help everything burn better.
So it's like magnesium fires then. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
This is what I need that stick to just...
So when you hear that it's just about climate change and that's the only explanation, I want you, and someone tells you that, I want you to tell them to fuck off.
Regardless of your gender, I want you to tell them to suck your dick.
Educate yourself.
It's one of my favorite phrases.
Suck my dick, faggot. What?
My dick is definitely bigger than yours, so suck it.
Yeah.
None of that's getting it.
Educate yourself because now you sound ignorant. You know what I mean?
You're so ignorant.
Like when people say like, and that's what kills me is like, because now it's like if you can't even do any like research for this at all, you know that it's just about an agenda. It has nothing to do.
It's about an agenda 2030.
Like because that's the thing. If you go after, if you start talking about the real shit, you start talking about them damming up water and doing all the other things that they're doing to make this happen, spraying magnesium onto
putting fucking sparkler chemicals in the air.
Okay, when you start talking about those things, well, now you're starting to fuck with other people's money.
You're absolutely right. This is completely man-made.
Because that's the thing. There's money to be made with pushing climate change, with pushing man-made climate change, right? There's money to be made in that. There's not money to be made in being like, hey, how about we just practice common sense conservation?
That's not going to help us be more sustainable.
Sustainability is a myth.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, like we can like the whole notion that like I should say sustainability is a myth. Scarcity is a myth.
Oh yeah, for sure. That leads into another thing that we keep brushing on. I can't decide if it's a full episode or not, but I would like to once again put out there that you should look up the roots of fossil fuels.
Yeah,
because it's not from fossils. Some of the fossils turned into oil, some of them didn't. I don't think so. Not today, David. That was not a David Rockefeller, but a Rockefeller family. They paid a scientist during a Geneva Convention to go forward and say, these are from fossils. They are scarce. We must protect them.
First of all, let's stop you right there.
Make them expensive.
Scientists cannot be bought.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they are morally superior to the rest of us.
Just like the two scientists that only took $50,000 to ruin an entire generation in America and say that sugar wasn't the problem. It was actually saturated fat and what was the other one? Cholesterol.
Yeah.
So we had about a 10 or 20 year period where everybody was on a low saturated fat diet, low cholesterol diet. Now nobody can get their dick hard.
Well, nobody get their dick hard, and now like people are suffering from neurological diseases
Because you need those things to make your penis hard and to make your brain healthy.
and to make your nerves work right.
yeah.
That's where we're at now.
But yeah, that was caused by two scientists getting a $50,000 paycheck. So what do you think the Rockefellers paid that guy? And how many fucking trillions of dollars did they make off of scarcity prices of oil?
Well, see, and that's the thing we go back to again with this whole notion of scientists agree, is that like scientists agree with whoever pays them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, they got to get funding
but
somewhere.
And here's the thing: like, I can't be even mad at them for it because they're making money, but the problem is they're hurting people. But I'd be less mad at them, more mad at the people who are paying them in the first place to report this shit.
I think they should all.
But
be
then
lined up on the
again,
wall.
this goes back to the whole order followers thing. Like,
Right.
who has more at stake here? The people that gave the orders or the people that followed the orders?
Right.
And these scientists saying the things that they are the order followers, as far as I'm concerned. Because, like, if you're like, take for example, we know this. These are all facts. Look at what happened in West Virginia with the DuPont factory. Right.
Right.
They paid scientists think tank after think tank after think tank to come up with the results they wanted, and
Was
they
that the Tefal, the non-stick shit?
yeah.
Yeah.
So they keep paying these groups, and they're just trying to get them to say that this isn't toxic and there's nothing wrong with it or anything like that.
Right.
And they waited till they got the right ones, and then they gave them the money they wanted. Mm-hmm. And then that's the shit they're still using to this day to fight court cases in West Virginia.
From all the people dying of cancer from that shit leaching into
For
the
people who
groundwater.
have lost their entire livelihoods, who have, like, whether it be from them getting sick or all their livestock dying,
Yeah.
like,
It's crazy too because it doesn't stop there. Like the whole Tefal, or is that how it's pronounced? TFAO. It's the non-stick thing that
I know
you find in
it's
your
Teflon.
Teflon. When
Yeah.
you find it in your skillets, like it's not even safe to cook in. Like it kills. There's a warning. I saw a warning on one of the packages when I was buying pots last time, and it said, "Don't use this in a room if you have small animals like birds." Because some old lady named Gertrude, over 1 million times, had been cooking next to her prized parrot that lived for 78,000 years.
Yeah.
And just this one day when she bought these new nonstick pots, and that parrot died. Because it's fucking poison.
Yeah. But I think
Corporations, man.
does that about wrap it up?
I guess so.
I think so.
I mean,
we're about at an hour.
we've shot hate for long enough.
But before we go, I wanted to hit on something real quick. I believe in the power of positive energy.
Yeah.
So this week, if you could put some positive thought energy towards the shit hyena, as we've come lovingly call her on the show.
Tubbs Lovey Fluff Dog.
Her name's Queenie. She's my dog.
I'm a dog.
She's 14 years old, and she has a tumor in her sinus cavity that we're going Friday to get removed. But if you could just put some positive thought energy towards a speedy recovery for her, that'd be great.
Yeah.
She's a great dog.
Lots of
That's
feels.
a good doggo.
I wish we still had videos of that doggo in our battles.
Yeah.
We used to have epic drunk battles.
But,
I wake up with cuts all over me. I love that dog.
When we found out that it was bad, I picked her up and I held her. Right.
Yeah.
Like a baby
like
that she is.
Like a fluffy
Like
baby.
your 60-pound baby that she is.
Give me a cheeseburger.
And I looked at her and I was like, can you do one last fight?
Yeah.
Can you fight one more fight?
One more battle dog.
Because
My heart. Oh my god.
I'm really trying not to get emotional about this.
Yeah. Just remember the stone inside you.
I'll get emotional for you, typical
But this
female.
is the fight of her life.
Right.
And I'm not ready to lose her yet.
No.
That dog means more to me than most humans that walk this earth.
Yeah.
So
She can't be bought with money like scientists can.
No. With a heart of pure gold. So if you want to put some positive thought or energy towards a quick and speedy recovery for her, that'd be great.
Open your heart chakras and blast us with your Kamehameha from all over the world.
Yeah. But that's it. I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm already feeling feels over here.
I get it. So it's a very feely animal day.
Yeah.
Boomers, drop bears,
bears,
eucalyptus fires,
shit hyenas.
battle dog.
Yeah.
Just imagine a floof dog inside of armor
Yeah.
coming at me because I looked at it crazy. She used to jump away too, like we'd get into the throes of it, and the only way that I could win because of her fucking teeth and claws were, and I would say above average agility, were the fact that I had opposable thumbs and I could choke her out.
Yeah.
And then she would squirm away she used her fur like some sort of lubricant to slide out of my chokehold, and then she would jump away and she'd go, like, hit that basic fucking ground, all four paws, dead stare, and then like shake, and her fur would just turn to a blur.
That's her power up.
In my head, I could hear her psychic blast of Vegeta's voice say, "Powering up!"
Yeah.
And then she came back and gave it to me that one way.
Yeah, that dog, I could do a whole episode just talk about all the exploits and things that she's done.
You need to write that book.
And that's the thing I've talked about before is no matter what happens, I'm going to be starting a new book.
Because you're an author, a published author.
You can find his book
The
on
King's Fire.
Amazon.
Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. The King's Fire, Prophecy and Flame.
Yeah, buy that motherfucker.
S. James Imhoff.
Either on Kindle or in paperback.
Yeah.
Is it on audio yet?
No, I'm a lazy piece of shit.
Bro.
It's almost like we need recording equipment and a person willing to edit it too.
Okay, so, but no, I did plan on. I'm gonna write a book about just. I think it's gonna be like kind of biographical a little bit. I think I already got the title.
Yeah.
Way of the Dog.
Oh my god.
And it's just gonna be like, I want to format it because the thing is like, it came up because me and Toby were out eating, and this is right after we got the bag diagnosis, and I was
Going through it.
going through it real bad, and I was trying to express this dog has done so many things that just and and when I try to tell people about her and what she's done, it seems like I'm making it up, like it's fiction.
It's not a work of fiction though. It'd
Like-
be in the nonfiction section.
She saved my ex-wife's life. Or, well, let's just say she saved my ex-wife because something bad was about to happen to her. And she saved her. She saved my mom and dad's dog from getting mauled. She knew my son was sick before any of us realized how sick he was.
Didn't she stand guard in the hallway?
Yep.
Yeah.
She always slept in our bed, but that night she refused. She stayed out in the hallway and just sat by his door.
Something's wrong, cocksucker. Get your ass up. She has
Right.
Russell Crowe's voice. That's why I keep using that voice.
That, and it's just, on a personal note, she's been the one constant in my life for over a decade.
Right.
Good girl.
And I was trying to think, because I was like, she deserves to be known.
I feel like a picture of Queenie needs to be put at the end of this episode.
Oh, yeah. You do
She-
that. If we did that as the episode cover, that'd be very confusing.
Yeah.
Australian fires and then dog.
Yeah, she deserves to be known, and I was like, I don't know, and I was sitting there at the table at the restaurant trying to convey how I was going to honor her memory.
Yeah.
Because she deserves more than just me personally think about it. Her story deserves to be heard by others.
Right.
And this book that I'm kind of, it's still in the thought process right now, but the way I want to do it was lessons on how to be a better person I learned from my dog.
Right.
That's more or less like the subtext, the way of the dog.
I like it.
But yeah,
Feels aside.
yeah. If you just guys want to put some positive energy towards her, yeah, this is a big fight for her. So, there we go again. God damn it. Yeah, it's a rough time for me.
Hopefully, like I said the other day, the controllers that run our lives through this fucking matrix will make the animal cloning process cheaper, so you can just have a fucking army of Queenie pups.
A horde.
Oh my god.
I love a
Why
horde.
didn't you ever breed?
She was fixed. I adopted her when she was 2. They fixed.
She's a cute dog.
Yeah.
And a fucking warrior.
Yeah. But
I can't handle it.
no. So I'd say it's about time to wrap up. So what you could do for us is go over to Patreon.
Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs.
Start with just $1 a month. Join the Eternal Order of Bones and Tubs.
Got some. We need to do everything over again. We're out of stickers. Almost. We're shirts are always scant.
You can hit us up in the DMs
Scant.
on Instagram if you want to talk to us.
Instagram.com/Bones and Tubs.
You can always just email us.
Bones and Tubs at Gmail. We're also on Twitter at Bones Tubs. Fuck Facebook.
Yeah.
We're also on Pornhub. I
Yeah.
had a super strange message that I will read real quick.
Okay.
I think I screenshot it and sent it to you. on Facebook. Did I send?
You just scrolling for your mac and cheese sounds. And there's Bones and Tubbs.
I think I was getting hit on by a dude.
Nice. Nice.
Man, this has been a strange week for me on Facebook because I got an Indian dude. I'm gonna read that one real quick before we get out of here. Leave it on a laughter note. He sends me a GIF of LeBron James hugging another man. It says, "Dear good morning, welcome to our Facebook friendship from India, Delhi. For a healthy chatting environment, we need to have an understanding of familiarity, and the two-way communication is a must. I know you're busy and tired coming from so far, so feel relaxed and comfortable here. I am doing unconditional friendship with you, independent human soul only," in all caps.
Yeah.
"I am an old, blind human soul, always young at heart, with no front teeth to chew food, and have major injured left knee to walk. Human body is no machine to be experimented by human being. Space, period. Looking forward to making of mankind for peaceful..." I can't even read this shit.
I would say that Google Translate failed him.
Yeah, for sure. Exchanging sharing of knowledge parting/gaining can continue with those who deserve it most. I am accountable and responding to more than 2,400 souls independently. With due respect, I expect you to be short and precise. All details are there in my Facebook timeline for your kind pursuit. Space, period, space. Always feel free to move in and out at any time.
Oh, no.
All time formalities, please. I'm sorry I couldn't make any tea, coffee, cold drink, juice, or any snacks. Suggestions are always welcome to support the cause. Have a great day along with yours, dear ones, and health and happiness, never-ending companionship. Goodbye and take care. I will always be with you always. Microphone emoji. And then he sent me a video, and I said, "Please send button vagine. Be prompt." And then he responded with Homer Simpson getting attacked by crows.
So it sounded like okay, it's either Google Translate failed him in every conceivable way,
He's gonna kill me. That's the only
or he it sounds like someone did the autofill feature on a text message, and then just kept hitting the middle one over and over again. Fuck it, man. Coffee, drink, beverage, juice. I don't give a fuck. Thank you.
Be prompt and precise.
Yeah, I've saved 2,400 souls.
You're going to go home and find an old Indian man with no front teeth and no legs sitting in your fucking...
There's going to be an Indian guy with no front teeth that's dead in my front yard while I wait for the cops to come collect him.
I feel like that's what one of our versions of AI we have now that are still kind of rudimentary. Yeah. I feel like that's something that if you told them, I want you to proselytize religion to somebody, I feel like that's what would come out of it.
They asked him to repaint a famous painting, and that's what happened.
Yeah. Take what you know about all the religions of the world and then formulate a paragraph for us.
Yeah. If you're a guy that wants to have sex with one of us and you found us on Pornhub, shout out to this guy. He said, "I can't help spamming you. You guys get it and are not snobby. I'm a cap. I gets it. I might join Pornhub. I even found an old classmate vid blow up on there. LOL. I made a username. Not going to put you out there. LOL. Someone even grilled me over it on Facebook. Never mind, you out here hustling." I said, "Pornhub's where it's at." And he said, "That shit might turn a brother on. I don't know." And then I quit talking to him.
Back to the robot Indian, real quick.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to disregard this.
I'm not trying to tell that dude he didn't have juice. It's just not my street goes one way, my dude.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best.
It made me think of, you ever see where, like I said, we had an AI, we plugged 100 Olive Garden commercials into an AI and had him write a script for Olive Garden.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And the lines that come out of it, Steve is eating breadsticks. He has eaten all the breadsticks.
Sounds like an episode of...
he has ate every breadstick.
It sounds like an episode of Welcome to Night Vale.
Right?
Get creamy pasta.
It's like
Put creamy pasta on fork into your mouth.
It's like the first draft of a Welcome to Night Vale episode.
Yeah. And the sheriff's secret police will be around to make sure everyone votes today and votes correctly.
But I think that about wraps it for the show. But before we go,
3 times now.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, I try to edit them out, but sometimes it's hard.
We'd like to thank Battle Bun Fitness for being on the show today.
Battle Bun Fitness on Instagram.
Yeah, go check it out.
Send me a DM.
Yeah.
I like transformation.
She's inspirational.
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, pressure her to, do video. We didn't do a live today for a number of reasons. I thought it would only add to the pressure.
Yeah. But,
You guys aren't the only self-conscious one.
you should consider a vlog. I think that would be sweet.
That's
A
what
vlog?
That's what I said.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My heart rate just went out the roof.
Did it get sweaty in here?
Yeah. It feels sweaty
My
today.
hands.
All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed the show. We hope you guys have a good week. We hope to see you next time. Between now and then, you guys stay safe.
I hope to talk to somebody from fucking Australia.
Yes.
We love you.
We really do.
Fuck the blue line and everything they claim. The cops are the world's most dangerous gang. Most dangerous gang who will put you in chains. Fuck the blue line and everything they claim. You can lie if you want, but see me, I don't need. All I need is all I have, and for that I will bleed. For those who'll take the stand, not the one in the box. Fuck the judge in the system, backed up by the cops. Dirty ass henchmen pitching pennies out of pockets. If you question them at all, I pull out the rocket. Reaching in the trigger fingers been on the ready. That's why the people are shaking, cause they know that they're deadly. To get promoted, to do what they need. That's why they're locked and loaded and will put you on your knees. Nah, it don't matter your age, race, or creed. We're all considered the enemy cause we wanna be free. It's open season and the reason ain't new. It's old as the ways that control me and you. Brat, brat, I back 'em down with the sound. Brat, brat, I back 'em down with the sound. Brat, brat, I back 'em down with the sound. Brat, brat, I back 'em down with the sound. Here's a list you piss, probably now you ain't read it. Just wait until they cuff your wrist, I bet then you'll see it. Live in your face, tell me how that mace tastes like shit. When they mix in that taser from the waist, they pack it to pull it, and they got 'em to use 'em, and you paid for it. All the new tanks and guns, new toys everywhere. They're like kids at Christmas, running downstairs with your name on the hit list. Boom. They unwrapped the box and left shells at your door. Then they broke the locks. From up top they'll strike and got you in sights. That sniper's a bitch and will take away your life. They shoot when they want, just cowards with power. And no different than the ones who took the Jews off the showers. Oh yeah, I said it. Fuck their excuses, they're clueless and useless and way beyond ruthless. Just jackboot thugs who get paid to obey orders to kill you or put you in a cage. If you don't think it, just do what you're told. Your conscience is dead, you don't have a soul. That's why it's easy for them to murder, rob and steal, cause they're already dead, nah, they can't feel. Brat, brat, I back 'em down with the sound. Brat, brat, I back 'em down with the sound. Brat, brat, I back 'em down with the sound. Brat, brat, I back 'em down with the sound. Fuck the blue line and everything they claim. The cops are the world's most dangerous gang. Most dangerous gang who will put you in chains. Fuck the blue line and everything they claim. Fuck the blue line and everything they claim. The cops are the world's most dangerous gang. Most dangerous gang who will put you in chains. Fuck the blue line and everything they claim.